Pastor Matthew Stuckey here, and in this video I want to explain to you the lukewarm Christian or the lukewarm church mentioned in Revelation chapter 3. This is very commonly preached from in the Bible, but I believe it is usually preached out of the context in which it is actually written. Usually when you hear about the lukewarm Christian or lukewarm church, people look at hot as being good and cold as being bad, but lukewarm as being half in and half out, or half good and half bad. In the actual example in Revelation chapter 3, though, hot and cold are both good, and lukewarm is bad, just completely out. And let me prove that to you here. It says in verse 15, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So he says, I'm looking at your works, and I see that you're neither cold nor hot. I wish you were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Now, when he says spew thee out of my mouth, he's referring to a beverage that you are drinking. That's the example he's giving. When it comes to drinking a beverage, isn't it true that generally people like either cold or hot beverages? I would say most people generally prefer cold beverages to hot beverages. Look at coffee, and people either want the iced or the hot coffee. Nobody that I know of likes the lukewarm coffee. Generally with beverages, if it is lukewarm, it's just disgusting. It's just totally bad. Whereas if it's cold or hot, it's actually a good thing. And then the next verse proves this further, because it says in verse 17, because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor, and notice this, and blind and naked. Blind means no sight, not partial sight. Naked means no clothes, not partial clothes. So in the example that he's giving, a lukewarm person is someone who thinks they have it all together, but they don't have it together at all. And so in the example given, cold and hot are good, and lukewarm is actually bad. It doesn't refer to someone who is half in and half out. But when you think about this logically, it just makes sense. I would rather people go soul winning sometimes than never. I would rather people read the Bible sometimes than never. I would rather people go to church sometimes than never. I understand the sentiment where when people are half in and half out, you want them to just go all the way in. But the reality is that it is better for them to be partially in than completely out. And so in the example given, cold is actually looked at as a good thing. Just as drinking a beverage, cold is generally my favorite. You know, iced beverages, cold beverages taste very good. Hot beverages can taste good, but the lukewarm one you want to spew out of your mouth. So the lukewarm person, blind and naked, no sight, no clothes. So this is not someone who's half in and half out. It's actually someone who's all the way out. Anyways, thank you and God bless.